as well, Anuj and Survi.
Thank you. Let's move on then. We have Siddarth Bhamre now joining us. Of course, this is the last expiry of 2021. Siddarth, hi, good afternoon. It's very tepid expiry. I mean, just typical of December. But you tell us what's been your reading and what's your call now for January?
Hi, Anuj. Yeah, last expiry of what an interesting year we had. So it was pretty evident, Anuj, and as you mentioned, typical December expiry. We did see 17,000 call and put adding a lot of open interest at the beginning of this series, a weekly series. And the combined premium was around 275, 300 rupees for that short straddle. So if market going up or down by 200 to 50 points would not change any thing for market, that was very clear since last 1 week. And we have not been seeing action by FIs in index futures. That is also one of the reasons you are seeing more stock-specific activity, mid caps and small cap stocks doing well. Two things I want to, in fact, three things I want to highlight over here to understand what's happening in our market. Firstly, look at the mother of all market, Dow Jones. 11th November, it started correcting. In fact, 19th October, we started correcting. 5th of November, Dow Jones started correcting. So we started correcting before Dow Jones. Dow Jones yesterday made all-time high again, and we are still 7.5% away from all-time high. So one thing is clear, that there is weakness in emerging market like us. We should not challenge that. Secondly, if you look at what's happened to Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now, from mid of December, we have bounced back from 16,800 to 17,200, 250. But Bank Nifty is languishing around 35,000 odd levels. This is point number 2, which means there's weakness in Bank Nifty. Now, generally, when there is a risk off, people start buying defensives. So it's easy to say that people are buying defensive. That's why IT and pharma are going up. But Anuj, our understanding of data and charts is suggesting that this is not just defensive buying. Nifty pharma gave a breakout. Nifty IT has given a breakout. Apart from, despite being last week of December when most of the prominent players are absent in market, we are seeing large cap names in pharma and IT going up because of formation of long positions and volumes much more than what generally you see in a full-fledged all participants in market. So we would remain cautious. We would remain probably, in a state where we won't take any major decisions on index, but are heavily suggesting to invest in pharma and IT names, not because they are defensive, because data and charts are compelling them as a breakout buy. So Jan series, maybe, we'll start next week with a bang because Dow is at all-time high. But one thing is there, that till the time we don't see long formation by FIs, then only, we would, start going long in this market. So we'd wait and watch, but stock specific is the approach for at least first week of Jan series.
Okay, so wait and watch till the first week. That's when we are all looking for some clarity. Siddarth, thanks for joining in today. Good talking to you. So as we are going to look at January and beyond, give us some trends in terms of some of the themes. For instance, let's start with banking. We've been constantly cribbing about that underperformance and the wobbly nature of things. What's the data telling you now? Is there more weakness, more downside, perhaps even in Jan?
You're talking from any sectoral perspective, general market?
Banks in specific, yeah.
Okay, banks. So yes, weakness would be there. As I was mentioning to Anuj, Survi, that Bank Nifty has been underperformer. In fact, in this correction from higher levels, we didn't see any major formation in Nifty. But Bank Nifty, we have seen formation of short positions. Now, this time rollovers are slightly less than last time. So it's slightly good that, okay, maybe, shorts are not rolling over. But the other way of looking at it, that probably, shorts might again, create fresh short positions at higher levels. Stocks like Kotak Bank, IndusInd Bank are showing weakness. Now, I'm not talking from 2-3 days perspective, but overall trend is negative. We had seen ICICI Bank, Axis Bank doing well, but there too, performance has died down. HDFC Bank is not going anywhere, showing some weakness. SBI, which was showing a lot of strength in beginning of December series, is now one of the weaker names in banking space. Overall options data, we see that generally people are writing put in Nifty, but when it comes to Bank Nifty, you're seeing more of call writing. So there is inherent weakness. There are a lot of technical and fundamental reasons that why banking sector is not doing well, and that is the main drag. If you remove a Bank Nifty element, then Nifty performance compared to Dow is not that very significant. So it's very clear that what you have to do is you have to not buy banks. What the other point is clear is that defensive spaces are doing well. So we maintain that stance that Bank Nifty would continue to underperform, and even components, not one single large cap components will be in Bank Nifty is showing any form of strength. Unlike in Nifty where you're seeing IT, where you're seeing names like L&T showing strength. That's not the case with Bank Nifty. So it's a complete avoid for us if you're long only trade.
Okay, Siddarth, thanks a lot for joining us, and of course, Happy New Year to you. We'll talk to you again in 2022. Vaibhav Sanghavi is joining us, co-CEO of Aventus Capital Alternate Strategies. Vaibhav, hi, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.